This is News Today with WDW News Today. I'm Tom Corliss of WDWNT.com. Please like this video, subscribe, and hit the notifications bell to make sure you never miss the latest from the Disney theme parks all around the world. Before we get to today's news, I got to tell you about today's sponsor. Today's show is brought to you by MagicBandReaders.com, which allows you to bring some of the magic of a Disney Parks vacation home when you can't be at your favorite vacation destination. These devices allow you to use your Disney Magic Bands at home with your very own Magic Band reader, and these work with any Magic Band, even the new ones, but I feel like at this point we should indicate they work even with the old ones, which I never use the new ones anymore. I still like these. They come in over 35 different designs, such as a classic Mickey. There's the fireworks one, which I love because it plays both Happily Ever After and Wishes. You get two shows in one reader. And then my actual favorite one is Spaceship Earth, because as you know, we're big Epcot fanboys here at WWNT. And this one's my favorite because if you do this, if you tap that old Epcot logo, well, I guess it's also the new Epcot logo. What it does is it plays the full 3-minute Beacons of Magic, Beacons of Light, whatever you want to call it. They've had to rename it several times. It plays that whole show, and it's actually like perfectly synchronized. It looks just like the real show. We can't kill the lights right now, but I promise it looks really cool in the dark. This is my favorite one. I love it. If I had one at home, they won't let me take this one home because occasionally we have to plug it here on the show. But if I had this one, I promise it would be right next to my bed, and every night I'd be lighting this up before I go to sleep because it's the coolest thing. But there's also attraction versions for Haunted Mansion, Carousel of Progress, Splash Mountain, and if you want to be emotionally damaged like me, there's one for the Great Movie Ride. I don't want that one because it'll make me cry a lot. So I'm not getting that one. But not only do they interact with your band, they can control your lights at home with the Smart Outlet upgrade, and you can make them a desktop display with the optional stand you can see with that one there. Otherwise, you can mount them to the wall. These are a great gift for the Disney Parks fan in your life who already owns everything that they sell at the park. So head on over to waitsigns.com or you go to magicbandreaders.com, either one, and you could save 15% off with News 15 at either of those websites. And now we're going to have to cut because it's a full 3-minute show. Here now the news for November 6th of 2024. And against better judgment, I'm going to read this because it is news, and I'm sure the comment section will not be out of control. With his re-election as the President of the United States, the Donald Trump audio animatronic will likely be getting moved back to the center stage of the Hall of Presidents of the Magic Kingdom, should Disney be keeping that tradition. The Hall of Presidents features audio animatronics representing every one of the nation's 45 individual presidents. Since it opened with the Magic Kingdom back on October 1st of 1971, the attraction has periodically received the new presidents as animatronics as they've taken office. And each president since Bill Clinton, in fact, has provided their voice to the show. President Trump previously recorded the oath of office and a speech for the Hall of Presidents when he was elected back in 2016. Trump is only the second president to be elected for 2 non-consecutive terms in history, and the first since the opening of the Hall of Presidents. So we don't know if Disney will reuse his prior recording or request a new one, or maybe, who knows, they'll remove the speaking role of the active president altogether so they don't have to keep doing this. Either way, the Trump animatronic, we would suspect, will be moved back to the middle of the Hall of Presidents stage, while the Joe Biden animatronic will be moved out of the central position. If the last closure is any indication, we would think the attraction will shut down in January of 2025 for the update. The changes should take, we would think, less time. The first time they put in the Donald Trump animatronic, they redid a lot of the show and a lot of the technical systems in that building, and it took them 11 months. People thought like they were stalling, but there were a lot of upgrades made there at that time. But nonetheless, also it's worth noting there are always rumors as of the last 8 to 12 years that the Hall of Presidents may just close permanently given tensions over politics here in the United States. Disney has not announced a permanent closure or even suggested that. They haven't announced that they're going to add Donald Trump in a different role. It's weird to have to talk about someone being added. But again, this doesn't, I don't know, I know we have international viewers. This doesn't really happen. It's happened only once before, a very long time ago, and it's happened now where someone had 2 non-consecutive terms as President of the United States. I'm going to tread lightly here. I will talk more about this and my thoughts on, not on the election, but my thoughts on the Hall of Presidents as an attraction and what the future of that should be on our podcast next week. But in the meantime, what I do want to say is we don't know what they're going to do. There was some controversy back in 2016. People believe, I've never actually heard this from a viable source, but I know this is the narrative that's been created on the internet. People think that the Donald Trump animatronic in 2016 began as Hillary Clinton, as if Disney hedged their bets and was like, there's no way Donald Trump's going to become president, so let's build a Hillary Clinton figure. And then he won, and they didn't know what to do, and it became, well, there's no money to really build a new figure. Let's change it to Donald Trump. And people suspect that's why it's perhaps not the best representation of Donald Trump. Here's what I will say in defense of that probably not being real. Blaine Gibson was the master of the craft when it came to sculpting faces for audio animatronic characters. Pirates of the Caribbean, Carousel Progress, Haunted Mansion, Blaine did them all. And Blaine did every president for the Hall of Presidents up until George W. Bush when Blaine retired. When Blaine retired, you lost the most talented person to ever do it, and I will be perfectly honest with you, I don't think the Barack Obama figure looked a whole lot like Barack Obama either. So I know people think it was them doing him dirty or whatever. I don't think the Obama figure's good either. So I don't know. I don't know that I believe that story, but nonetheless, I've seen some comments where people said maybe they'll redo the figure now. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. Maybe this will be one of the quickest conversions they've ever done. So when they closed to add Joe Biden, they were closed way less time because they did not redo the show or the audio and video systems or any of that, because they had just done it in 2016 when Trump won. They had just redone all of that. And so they decided, well, it's only been a couple of years. Everything's still state of the art. Well, and we don't need to rewrite and rework portions of the show. It's fine. So the 2020 edition came back. The only big change was Joe Biden being the speaking role and in the center. I would suspect, again, that show is still fairly young, so I don't think it makes sense to rework it again. You know, you don't even have to re-record like the voiceover for Donald Trump as the president. Neither him speaking nor the narrator introducing him. So why not just kind of revert it back is what I would say. But again, Disney has been under a lot of pressure. There's a lot of problems that have come with that version of the attraction. That's when they decided to put the spikes on the edge of the staging so people wouldn't jump up there. There was security staffed in the theater for a while. American politics has become a minefield where those of us who aren't even in, a field of political science of any kind, but are do anything as far as social media or YouTube programming or run a news website related to fun things like theme parks, we still get dragged into this stuff. And obviously with the Hall of Presidents, we get dragged into it. So I don't want to talk about it here on the news show. I will leave my opinions on what the attraction should be. But certainly there's been public outcry, and a lot of people just suggesting they would be easier. I've seen a lot of people say they should just, if they are going to close Muppet Vision, put a Muppet show about American history in the Hall of Presidents Theater instead, and it'll be better for people. Here's the thing, though. The Hall of Presidents was something Walt Disney wanted very much. It began with his love of the presidents, and particularly Abraham Lincoln inspired great moments with Mr. Lincoln. And then after that, Walt was like, well, what if well, now the technology has come far enough, I could make a whole theater of all the presidents and do a show about that. And obviously Walt passed away on the way to Walt Disney World being created. But Roy Disney, very famously, the Imagineers were drawing up all these ideas for new attractions. There was the Ice Palace ride and Western River Expedition, and all these things that would be unique to Walt Disney World. And in the end, Walt Disney World only got 3 unique attractions. One of those being the Mickey Mouse Revue, which eventually went to Tokyo and is now history, except for the Caballero figures, which you'll see on Grand Fiesta Tour. Number 2 is the Country Bear Jamboree, which obviously is still there. And number 3 is the Hall of Presidents, because Roy, to honor Walt's dream, decided we should follow through on this grander version of Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln that includes all of the United States presidents. And so because of that, I know people right now are so up in arms about the riverboat and the rivers of America and Tom Sawyer Island. And again, it's sometimes we don't know what to be angry about, I think. Those are vestiges of amusement parks and theme parks of that time. A big children's play area, a riverboat. They're things that, look, at Disneyland, that's the original, and it's special there, and it means something historically. You know, Walt and Lillian had their anniversary party on the Mark Twain before Disneyland opened. That was his boat. It really is his boat. And that Tom Sawyer Island has a lot of historical significance. Ours does not. But the thing nearby that does have great historical significance for Walt Disney World is the Hall of Presidents. Because again, like the Country Bears, it's one of those dying wishes of Walt Disney. The Bears, he saw Mark drawing that up for Mineral King. It was famously Walt's last laugh. And so that was one of those things he wanted to see come to fruition. And the other was Hall of Presidents. That was one of Space Mountain too. That's another thing that they came back around to. But because of that connection to Walt Disney, I think that is hallowed ground. I think that is important to keep that sacred. I understand, again, it is a minefield in this country right now. And I personally hope for the day where we could have an animatronic show about the leaders of our country that isn't reacted to the way we react to it. That would make me very happy. And this is not a political commentary on any candidate. I've told you before, I don't really care. I'm not picking sides. I don't care. So in this realm. So my job is to tell you about Walt Disney World. Obviously, a new president of the United States was elected, and I've told you what may or may not happen at this point. You can let me know in the comments what you think will happen. Obviously, please do so in a respectful manner. If you decide to use hate speech, if you call their people names, or whatever the case may be, I can hide you from the channel and then you never get to comment again. So that's what we'll do, because this isn't the place for it. If you want to go argue about politics with people, there are 4,000 other places on the internet you can go do it other than the comment section of a Walt Disney World and Disney Parks fan site news video. I hope that puts it in perspective for people, me framing it as what it is and how silly it is to have a political argument underneath said video. But if you want to talk about, I always love to talk and speculate about the future of attractions and things like that, and I'd be happy to join you in a discussion about that in the comments. A Frozen holiday surprise has returned to the Magic Kingdom as of November 5th after debuting last year. The live show, performed on the Cinderella Castle forecourt stage, features the main characters of Frozen getting ready for the holidays. Anna and Elsa wear their wintertime outfits, first seen in Olaf's Frozen Adventure. And the cast sings Ring in the Season and That Time of Year from the 2017 animated short Frozen had. Cinderella Castle is transformed during the show via projections. A Frozen holiday surprise will be presented at 6:15 p.m. daily through Sunday, December 29th, weather permitting. It'll also be performed at 8:15 p.m. on evenings where they are hosting Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party at the park. Of course, Elsa used to illuminate the icicle-inspired Cinderella Castle Dreamlights with a performance of Let It Go, but the Dreamlights were retired after 2019. Of course, before that, there was a Cinderella show where they lit up the icicle lights, but sadly they are gone. Interestingly enough, this year the Gingerbread Castle display at the Contemporary is themed to the Dreamlights, so Disney even referencing their former existence, but I'm gonna say what everybody at home's gonna say in the comments. Bring back the Dreamlights. I know it is cheaper and easier to do projections, and I will be honest with you, from what I've been told, this is not necessarily purely a money decision to only do projections. A big complaint for many years was the crane would go up starting in September, October, to put up the lights. And people complained that it ruined their once-in-a-lifetime trip to Disney World and their castle photos they had with their family on said trip. That was a big part of it. I know PhotoPass was upset about it. Guests were upset about it. And so that made the decision easier. And I'm sure, obviously not spending the money to A, maintain the lights, B, install them, and C, take them down was viewed as lucrative as well. But I'm with everybody else there. The magic is gone with purely projection. There are places where projection can be used and it achieves the effect and it is perfect. Look, when they used projection mapping in addition to the dream lights for those Frozen shows, it looked great. That was a perfect combination. But the physical lights have to return. There is a magic and a charm to those lights that cannot be achieved via projection technology. Or guys, I know we're playing with drones. If we don't want to do it that way, if we want to do a Christmas drone show, at least you even it out, right? You took away something magical and amazing, and right now you have something that's kind of lesser than. If you did something new that's as amazing as the original thing, then we have nothing to complain about. So just putting that out there. The Main Street Confectionery at the Magic Kingdom has the new limited time holiday cookie popcorn available this season. It's available at Eric and I's favorite, the Colonel Kitchen, inside the Main Street Confectionery. The two holiday offerings are highlighted at the kitchen. Returning from last year is the holiday peppermint popcorn, which is red and green peppermint flavored popcorn, layered with M&M's holiday mint chocolate candies, crushed peppermint candies, mini marshmallows, and dark and white chocolate drizzle. But new for this year, the holiday cookie popcorn is $16.99. It's caramel popcorn layered with M&M's milk chocolate candies, crushed ginger snap cookies, mini marshmallows, and milk chocolate drizzle. You can read the review at WDWNT.com. The Disney's Hollywood Studios Christmas tree and even more decor has arrived at the park for the 2024 holiday season. This week marked the return of the park's Christmas tree to Echo Lake, where it stands on the island right near Santa Gertie. Of course, Santa Gertie is back as well. Giant bauble ornaments in shades of red, yellow, green, blue, and purple dot the water surface. And other holiday decorations also went up overnight, including the silver garland and vintage medallions wrapped around the lamppost near Echo Lake. The family of pink poodles has returned to their spot in front of Hollywood and Vine, and the prancing deer have also returned just outside the 50s Primetime Cafe. A trio of figures wear candy cane-inspired dresses and carry candy cane parasols, and green and red wrapped presents are strewn throughout the green areas. Silver wreaths have been added to the entrance of the animation courtyard, and near the Hollywood Brown Derby, 3 candy cane-clad figures sit amongst a teacup, sugar cubes, and a giant spoon. Garland now wraps around the lampposts throughout Grand Avenue, and at Muppet Vision 3D, Garland wraps around the 2 lampposts surrounding the attraction's entrance. Red and gold Christmas trees are set up off to the left side of the attraction's entrance. Further into Grand Avenue, Santa Claus has been added to the fire escape along the building facade of Pizza Rizzo, next to Pizza Rizzo. And in the windows, tiny holiday decorations sit on windowsills. At It's a Wonderful Shop, Garland now hangs overhead with bows dotting each column. And the snow is year-round decor, though. Santa Duffy will be meeting guests in the shop this year as it transforms into Santa's workshop. Of course, it's not anything else during the rest of the year. They shut that store down during COVID. Same with the store across the way, very sadly. This program is brought to you by our official travel agent sponsor, Be Our Guest Vacations. Your dream vacation begins with Be Our Guest and their concierge team of expert vacation planners. Head on over to beourguestvacations.com/WDWNT, and their team will design your next magical vacation, from the Walt Disney World and Disneyland Resorts to the Disney Cruise Line to Adventures by Disney and more. They're also able to book unforgettable VIP tours where you and your group can experience the ultimate park day. And the best part is their concierge services are 100% free. We'll have a live audience again Friday. So book today. Live audience tickets available at events.wdwnt.com. And a quick plug, I left her in the car. I don't even know if I rolled down the windows. Santa Gertie plush. We posted, the sample came, and so we posted on social media with the sample, and we sold about 100 of them yesterday. And so we are down to, I think, about 100 left at this point. This is likely, very likely, the last time I get to tell you on the news that this is available. So pre-order yours. It'll arrive in time for Christmas. Get it at wdwnt.shop or carouselofproducts.com. Disney has reopened some of the Woody's Lunchbox seating area as construction continues in Toy Story Land at Hollywood Studios. In September, the seating area was closed and then demolished, and temporary seating was made available close to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Now a sliver of the seating has reopened. Colorful tables and chairs are placed between railings and rolling planters, which block the construction site from view. The pavement is brand new in this area, but matches what was there before. Some of the limited seating is covered by umbrellas, some is not, and the tables and chairs are all the same as what was there before. Construction began at Woody's Lunchbox way back in January of 2022. A shade structure has been in place behind the planters and scrim for a while, but is not yet open to guests. And over the planters, we can see that the rest of the site still needs to be paved, and there are planks of wood in the ground, possibly outlining future structures. We assume there's going to be another shade structure here. Maybe the seating area is slightly larger when it opens. Disney has still not said anything about this project, but progress is being made very, very, very slowly on it. Hopefully it'll be done soon. The patio of Restaurantosaurus at Disney's Animal Kingdom has been decorated for a new Santa Claus meet and greet. Instead of appearing via cavalcade this year, Santa will meet guests at the 75th Annual Dino Institute Holiday Party from November 12th through December 24th. With Dinoland's impending extinction, this will be likely the only time Santa Claus will ever meet and greet in this space. The patio supports are wrapped with red tinsel, string lights and garlands line the roof, and plaid bows, pine cones, and small baubles adorn the garland, and a sign at the start of the patio's ramp advertises that 75th Annual Dino Institute Holiday Party. It depicts a dinosaur wearing a Santa hat in one of the Time Rovers from Dinosaur. Yeah, we're gonna give you like a full tour because this is amazing, by the way. Two other dinos wearing reindeer antlers pull the car, and the Santa dino is saying, "We're dancing till extinction," which has it's a double entendre at this point, I think. A note on the flyer advertises snacks for herbivores and carnivores alike. At the bottom it reads, "Special guest, guess who?" I'm gonna guess Santa Claus. String lights cross the ceiling of the patio, and red and gold ornaments on strips of tinsel hang from the wires. Small dinosaur toys are attached to paper towel parachutes, so cute. Paper dinosaur cutouts are also attached to the lights. The windows looking into Restaurantosaurus feature clings shaped like dinosaurs, dino tracks, snowflakes, and more. And above the windows is a clothesline hung with dozens of stockings. They're embroidered with names, presumably of Dino Institute employees. At one end is Dr. Seeker's stocking, and a few down from his is a stocking labeled Walt. Near the center is a stocking for Dr. Marsh. And other names include Lee, Josie, Dr. McGee, Patty, and Stacy. And at the end of the string is a stocking for Dr. Wu. People probably don't know about Dr. Wu, but that's a character that's referenced in the Boneyard. What's funny about Dr. Wu is there is another dinosaur franchise or movie with, well, this isn't a dinosaur movie, but Dinosaur is a dinosaur movie. But Dr. Wu is also a character from the Jurassic Park franchise, a very important character. Yet there's also a Dr. Wu in Dinoland at Animal Kingdom. It's weird. I don't know, but anyway. Of course, Dr. Seeker and Dr. Marsh are from Dinosaur, and then others are referenced in the Boneyard like Dr. Wu. Dinosaur string lights line the edge of the ceiling, and above these lights are dinosaur figures set up in various scenes. Two dinos are constructing a snowman, and a quartet of dinosaurs are wearing Santa hats and holding caroling books. These two dinosaurs appear to be having a snowball fight, and a pterodactyl holds a mistletoe above a pair of dinosaurs about to kiss. I love this so much. Someone has painted a Dino Institute trunk with dinosaurs, tracks, Christmas trees, stars, and jingle roar, jingle roar. And on top of the trunk is a speaker with a red and white front, a record player, and a crate of records. The records appear to be for holiday music. And the front record case features a dinosaur in a Santa hat driving a car and appears to be called "Here Comes Santasaurus." A dinosaur hand puppet tops this Christmas tree. It's also decorated with dinosaur toys and strings of popcorn. A dinosaur head on the wall is painted red with white snowflakes, and it wears a green Santa hat and holds a candy cane between its teeth. A suggestion box has been taped over to read letters to Santa, and two crates are labeled decorations, and someone has added "Osaurus" after the words. A dinosaur figure wearing a Santa hat is atop one crate. And framed pictures of dinosaurs have been painted over to make them Christmassy. In one, a dinosaur wearing a Santa hat holds a gift, and "Ho, ho, ho" is written on the side. In another, a dinosaur in winter apparel is cooking s'mores, a s'moreosaurus. The chalkboard reads, "Dear Santa, I've been so good this year. Okay, I've been mostly good this year. Okay, sometimes I'm good. I should probably just buy my own gift." I don't know if Dr. Seeker wrote that, maybe. A dinosaur wearing a plaid hat is inside this wreath, and red velvet ropes currently block most of the set pieces from guest access. The couch Santa will sit on is covered in a tarp, and a red crate is decorated with magnet, poetry, and a Dino Institute flyer. There's also a missing poster for the iguanodon from Dinosaur. A wreath hangs above Santa's couch, and a snowman figure is stationed behind a green cabinet, and the bag in front of the cabinet is a present to Santa from the Dino Institute's grad students. The concept art released for this indicates there will be a Dino Institute rug that's added, but other than that, the meet and greet seems complete. Kudos to whoever was involved with this. It is so cute and charming and wonderful, and fits the character of Dinoland very well, and it makes me really sad that Dinoland's going away. It's a good reason to go. I wouldn't usually go wait in line for a Santa meet and greet because I'm a grown man, but I guess you're never too old for Santa Claus. But I have to go see this. I'm so excited. The charm and the level of detail and the kitsch, fantastic. Disney announced details of this year's Santa Claus meet and greet over at Disney Springs, which will utilize a virtual queue once again. Santa will meet guests in the Disney Springs Marketplace near Disney's Pin Traders, taking over the former Star Wars Trading Post. Santa's Marketplace, hosted by Buduco, will be open from November 8th through December 24th. Guests can enter the virtual queue to meet Santa Claus after arriving at Disney Springs via the My Disney Experience app. The virtual queue will open multiple times throughout the day at 9 a.m., 11 a.m., 1 p.m., 3 p.m., and 6 p.m. One person at a party can request to join the virtual queue for the entire party, up to 10 guests. They will receive a push notification from the app when it's time to meet Santa. The push notification will open a link to a digital entry code, which can be accessed in the app by selecting the 3-line menu icon and hitting Virtual Queues. A standby queue will not be available, but while waiting for Santa Claus, Disney implores you to check out other holiday offerings at the Springs, including the Christmas tree stroll, limited time food and beverage offerings, a Santa sleigh DJ, nightly snowfall in Town Center, and a North Pole letter writing offering in Once Upon a Toy. The Grand Floridian Gingerbread House is now open for its 25th year at Walt Disney World. The house has been completed for a few days, but now it's open and operating as a shop in the lobby. The basic house stays the same from year to year with new decorations. This year, the porch and other areas are decorated with character-themed trees, including one designed to look like Figment wearing his holiday sweater. A 25th anniversary cake is in the attic, and the windows are topped with character murals. We also found a number of the items celebrating 25 years of the house at Sandy Cove Gifts and Sundries. There's a metal sign for $29.99, a Grand Floridian present pin for $19.99. That is part of the annual resort collection. Every resort has a pin matching that. The Grand Floridian gingerbread pin, which celebrates 25 years specifically, is $22.99. The Gingerbread Castle Build-A-Pin is also available here for $34.99. That should be in lots of places, though. There's a very cute and in-demand cookie jar for $49.99, which features all of the different gingerbread displays, at least the resorts that have gingerbread displays around the entire Disney World. So not just Walt Disney World, but Disneyland Resort, Aulani, and more are on there. There's a magnet for $14.99, a tumbler for $27.99, an adult t-shirt for $29.99, and a youth t-shirt for $24.99. There is supposed to be more product. As usual, it didn't arrive on the first day, so stay tuned. We'll let you know when more is available. Walt Disney World is offering discounted 2025 Disney Military Salute tickets for a limited time. The Disney Military Salute tickets, formerly the Disney Military Promotional tickets, are already cheaper than standard theme park tickets. Through February 1st of 2025, U.S. military personnel can save an additional $30 when they buy 2025 tickets at 2024 prices. The tickets are valid for visits January 1st of next year through December 19th of next year, subject to the following blockout dates, that being April 13th to the 26th and November 23rd to the 29th. Military personnel can also purchase Memory Maker for a special price of $98 through December 19th of next year. More information on all of the tickets is available on the Walt Disney World website. There are many different day options at different prices you can choose from. Disneyland Resort released the 2024 distribution schedule and details for their classic hand-pulled candy canes. The candy canes will be available from the Candy Palace and Candy Kitchen at Disneyland Park on November 29th, December 1st, 3rd, 8th, 10th, 15th, 17th, 22nd, and 24th. The candy canes will be available from Trolley Treats at Disney California Adventure on November 30th, December 2nd, 4th, 9th, 11th, 16th, 18th, 23rd, and 25th. Candy cane quantities are limited, and for a chance to purchase a candy cane, wristbands or a mobile waitlist system will be used. If the waitlist is active, guests can add their name or phone number at the location to receive a text with a return time. This is one of those great traditions that goes back many, many years at Disneyland. I've done it a couple times, and I will never forget the first time I did it because it was so cool to watch them make them in the window, and then you come back and get it. And I don't even like candy canes. Well, at least I thought I didn't like candy canes because my whole life was always just someone buys you that pack of 8 or 10 in that package with the open front, and you pull them out. Yeah, and I never thought those were good. These are totally different. It's just a whole different thing with a big, thick candy cane like that that's handmade. It's really cool. Tokyo Disney Resort announced details of their New Year's offering, which will be at Tokyo Disneyland and Disney Sea from January 1st through the 13th of 2025. At Tokyo Disneyland, the New Year's greeting will be performed on the parade route once daily. Mickey, Minnie, and other Disney characters dressed in traditional Japanese outfits will appear on decorated floats. The cavalcade will be about 25 minutes and feature 20 performers. At Tokyo Disney Sea, the greeting will be on a boat in Mediterranean Harbor. It'll be performed twice daily for about 10 minutes. It'll feature 7 performers, including Mickey and Minnie in special New Year's outfits. From December 26th through January 13th, cast members will hand out cards featuring character-inspired Daruma dolls. Guests can write their wishes for the new year on the cards. From December 28th, World Bazaar in Tokyo Disneyland will be adorned with New Year's Kadomatsu decorations featuring Mickey. Kadomatsu decorations featuring Mickey and Minnie will be at the entrance to Passaggio Miracosta in Disney Sea. New Year's merchandise will be available at both parks starting December 2nd, including plush badges of Mickey and Minnie in traditional Japanese attire. There's a button, a pin, and a drawstring pouch, all featuring them in those special outfits. And New Year's decorations, chopsticks, and kitchenwares featuring Daruma designs of Mickey, Minnie, and Ka the Snake in honor of the Chinese zodiac animal of 2025 will be available as well. There's also 2 limited New Year's themed day passes available for the Disney Resort Line monorail ticket machines. One features Mickey and Minnie in their New Year's outfits. The other, as you might guess, the Mickey-inspired Daruma doll. For the absolute latest on these stories and all that didn't make it into today's show, be sure to check WDWNT.com and follow us on all your favorite social media platforms. You can support the entire team behind this show and others by joining the WDWNT Interglobe Society at patreon.com/WDWNT. Get access to exclusive content, discounted show and event tickets, and more. Special shout out to all the WIGS watching who make the show happen every week, and also to whoever's calling me right now. It's spam. Anyway, for the worldwide leader in Disney Parks news, this is Tom Corliss saying, enjoy the rest of your today and have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow. And now I have to go get Gertie out of the car. Hold on, Gertie, I'm coming.